Pope Francis is sabotaging plans for Benedict XVI's state funeral. Vatican insiders told Church Militant that Francis did not allow even a hearse or pallbearers to carry Benedict's coffin from the Mater Ecclesiae Monastery to St. Peter's Basilica. In fact, after people in the crowd shouted "Benedetto Santo Subito," or "Make Benedict a saint immediately," Francis said he was going to leave. Francis had to be persuaded to remain in St. Peter's Square while Benedict's coffin was being taken into the basilica. But he categorically refused to accompany the body into the Vatican grottos for interment.
Our Rome correspondent, Dr. Jules Gomes, was at the funeral in St. Peter's. Jules, good to see you again. So why this apparent disregard for the Pope Emeritus?
Good evening, James. This is very sad news. And the buzz in the Vatican is that Pope Francis has been eaten, burning with jealousy because of the adulation that his predecessor has been receiving. The crowd simply expressed overwhelming love for Pope Benedict, and Pope Francis interprets that as a rejection of his own office. People also tell me that the reason he's dumbed down this funeral is to literally adopt a scorched earth policy to the legacy of Benedict and John Paul II. You know, the scorched earth policy was adopted by the Romans and the Soviets during the Second World War, destroying everything that might be of use to the enemy. So that is what I'm hearing from the grapevine in the Vatican.
Jules, what would you have expected from the funeral homily for a deceased pope?
James, a homily is one expects the scriptures to be expounded, but when you're preaching at a funeral, and I've done this for 25 years, particularly at the funeral of somebody who was a man of such glorious stature, you pay tribute to him, you uphold him, you extol his virtues, and Cardinal Ratzinger did exactly the same at the funeral of Pope John Paul II. But sad to say, it seems like this hasn't happened. In fact, one of the saddest episodes is that Francis did not even let Benedict have the use of a hearse, but instead, as you can see in the image, his body was transported in a rather ordinary minivan.
Wow.
Many bishops and cardinals said they would have loved to participate, but they were not allowed to do this, thanks to Pope Francis putting the brakes on at many aspects of this funeral.
Jules, yeah, definitely some very weird goings on at the Vatican regarding this, but good thing we got you down there to uncover it, Jules. Thank you so much for coming on.